G'day, Cliff Morgan here. How do you as a leadership team deal with complaints about unacceptable behaviour? I recently shared a video around how individual leaders might approach that particular scenario. And I want to share a few thoughts around how collectively leadership teams can respond to that same situation. Now, if your organisation has policies and procedures, please follow those. However, here's a few thoughts. Let's say that we've got an individual who's done something inappropriate and you want to address it. You can, yes, speak to him in private, 100% you should be doing that, but you want to kind of raise it with the group. Now you can stand up there and say, this is inappropriate and you will comply by the code of conduct and this is what you must do. It's very directive. And if you've been around me for a while, you probably understand that being directive while there's a time and a place for it, it's rarely the best or most effective way, particularly when we start talking about things like culture and transformation. So I would, rather than direct, I'd shift, right, and ask and coach and facilitate a conversation. So bring everybody in the room. It might be your team, it might be multiple teams in your entire workforce, and you pose them the question, here's a scenario where inappropriate behaviour occurs. How do we best respond to that? How should we, or what's the best way to respond in a situation like this? And you might break the group up into three, and you might have one group look at what can the company do in order to reduce the instance of that occurring in the first place. You might have another group look at what do the people witnessing the behaviour in the moment, how should they best respond? And then you might have a third group who looks at the kind of the company or the firm or the organizational response. If a complaint is made, how should that be best managed? And you just get everybody to share and you have the conversation, right? And what happens there, right, is that everybody starts talking about what should happen. Everybody starts talking about the behaviour. Rather than spotlighting the individual culprit, you are spotlighting the behaviour and are getting everybody to talk about that. And what happens there is that everybody then has a common understanding of what should and shouldn't happen. They're kind of the common expectations. And what happens then is that they are more or less likely to actually perpetrate inappropriate behaviour. They are more likely to intervene and respond the way you would like them to in the moment if they witness it. And thirdly, they are more likely to raise issues if they need to post the event so that the leadership team can deal with them. So a couple thoughts for you, something you might want to try or think about. I hope it's helpful. Cliff Morgan, until next time, lead well.